Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Charles Lin, the Deputy Mayor of Taipei. On behalf of the city, I welcome you. Well, as you have been participating in the Smart City Summit and Expo, this is the fifth year that the Smart City Expo in Taipei. But as the co-organizer, this is the third year. The city government as a co-organizer become the co-organizer to hold all the things. Starting 3 years ago, in the very beginning, there is only 40, and there's only 40 mayors around the world that come to Taipei. But after 3 years, it becomes the biggest one. To me, my knowledge, it becomes 120 mayors around the world. They will across the America, South America, Africa, and China, and including the Asia. They all together come to here. So they will be the representatives of that. In this Expo and Summit, I tried to say the Taipei will willing and wish and want to be the hub of smart city solution providers. At the same time, we want to have a platform. So this is the purpose that the smart city covering the things. It's kind of the platform we want to see. So that would be the we try to set up the Go Smart global organization of a smart city. So in this afternoon, we signed all the MOU between the 27 cities delegates, including the mayors, governors, and local deputy mayors. They come up with the sign the pre-launch ceremony. Go Smart. The Go Smart, that means the global organization of a smart city. So together with the Smart City Export, we prepared for 1 year, starting right today, and we intend to have the real establishment by the years of the 2019. So I commit to all the cities, dedications, that the Taipei will set up a platform in terms of a smart city. The purpose of that, and also the purpose of the Smart City Export, that would be to have further cooperation among the cities. Technology can be reproductions, but smart city cannot copy them. This is what we recognize that. But it is quite necessary as leaders, we should have put attention on the awareness of the smart city, the importance of the smart city. Because all the city, we are facing a new challenge, including the populations, demographic change, and also including the climate change. But we're also facing the problem of the new economy. So again and again, the city leaders or the city citizens, they ask more. So technology will be one of the solutions, but there will be not total solutions. So we recognize that after the city summit, there were 5 conclusions coming up. I would like to have pronounce what I have reached, the 5 conclusions. One thing is it's quite important for the leader to recognize the importance of the smart city. It's the way we have to use the technology. It's not the way we will be directed by the technology. So this is quite important. The leaders should put attention and awareness of the smart city. The second thing is that we always recognize that in order to pursue the better technology application, so we need a platform for better participation. There will be not including the government sector, but also we have to have the important things. There were 3 pillars, 3 components. One is the government, the other is the institutions, the third part is the citizen. So we have to have the platform after the roundtable 1, 2, 3 of the Smart City Summit. By the 120 mayors from the globals, we reached some comments their platform. The building up the platform for smart city for further international cooperation will be necessary. The third thing is we trying to do, if the city have to have using the technology, we have to have some evaluation systems. It's not the way to produce the technology city, it's the way to produce, to create a smart city. The terminology is a smart city, it's not a technology city. So we know that we should have a very careful and a very good system for the evaluations mechanism how the city, how the region to adopt the technology in terms of making your city smarter. The fourth thing is by the way, we are using the smart city to pursue the better futures. Is the way we have to build up the ecosystems. Because smart city is very important to create a new economy. And by research produced that the IoT is the platform, is the technology base. But the most important thing is the smart city will be the player. So we have to build up the ecosystem. Starting from the platform and any devices. Also, you have to use the cloud, and very popular is the AI system. So the important thing is there will be the good digital economies coming, involving, showing up. So the local government or the central government, as a government, you have to have to recognize by the way, pursue better smart city is the way to build up the local ecosystem to boom in your economy. The important thing is especially you have to focus on the young startup. So this is the way we are facing the new economy, especially the digital economy. The final thing is further international cooperation and exchange is quite necessary. Each POC, the proof of concept, need to have more test bed. It can be fit in Asia, but it doesn't fit in America. So the further international cooperation and exchanges will be quite necessary. So there will be the 5 commitment and the 5 we reach the consensus of among the 120 mayors. And I personally project there will be going to be up to the 150 mayors for the next years. My target of a month. So that will lead to the city government of Taipei to build up the Go Smart. So very fortunately, we have more than 27 city mayors to sign up the Go Smart. By the way, I have to say, even though just 120 cities to come up the Taipei, but the representation of the behind the mayor, the local, the region will be up to the 200 million citizens. May I recognize again? Even though it's just the 120 mayors, but behind the mayors, it will be the big influence for more than in Taipei will be more influence more than the 200 million populations. But if you figure that the country, there will be more than 33 countries. They were up to the 7 or the 800 million population in Taipei. So city of Taipei would like to have a Go Smart recognition for the sign pre-launches. And the city government commit that the purpose of the core task for the Go Smart will be including the 5 parts. One thing is that we're going to hold in the annual meetings and periodical meetings for the more international cooperations. The second thing is we want to have the more expanding to the information technology and to provide the POC, proof of concept. And third thing is we try to have the international awards. International award of smart city will be quite necessary if we are choosing and pursuing a better performance. So the Go Smart, we also taking those jobs. In addition to that, there will be the launch the conference and the workshops. Especially we are taking care of the institution requirement, and also we're taking care of the young people. And finally, it will set up the platform for experience and sharing the data exchanges, because the data is very necessary. So if we can share the data, and most of the data can be used. Now, even though in Tokyo you can use the data of the Taipei, and in San Francisco, the data communication will be quite necessary. They will save large time saving. So this is we want to spend 1 year to prepare, and we will set up the secretariat in Taipei, and the target will be after the 1 year, and that will be the years of 2019 Smart City Summit and Expo at Taipei will be officially announced the establishment of a Go Smart. So, ladies and gentlemen, and further thing I want to say, also is that today we proclaim that the Taipei city move into the era of the smart Taipei stations. So we provide the biggest site of the whole world, even not only in Asia. We have more than 4,350 beacon into the Taipei station, and Taipei station is biggest one station in Taiwan, and also is the biggest one out of the Japan. Is the biggest one. There will be accommodate more than 540,000 passengers per day. There will be 6 lines within the Taipei main station. So the Taipei main station is the purely typical smart station in Taipei, and I will welcome you to spend a little time. You can go into the Taipei stations. There will be more than 5 functions. One thing is that it will provide the information for you, and also it will push you that the navigator, because most of the Taipei stations are undergrounded, so you are in the middle of nowhere, easy to lose your way. But it's just navigation pushed by the beacons. It tell you how to recognize the road. And necessary is quite necessary that if some disaster happening, it will show you by your mobile display to tell you which is the shortcut to escape from the disaster places. So and at the same time, the smart station of Taipei it also provide a better communication for e-commerce. And most of the display will be quite friendly and easy to use it. And the bilingual system also be provided by the system. So this is what I told you. Again, I am so delighted to say on behalf of the city, we have the opportunity to host more than 120 city mayors. And this exported, they also be more than 100,000 visitors to come here, and we are putting this is the booth. The amount of booths is up to 1,050. To my knowledge, it's the biggest one in the whole world in terms of professional exhibitions. They will be covering the 12 national, the different national exhibition pavilion in here. Also, there will be more than 210 ICT vendors in the whole world. They will show up. So this is a good opportunity. And according to and the whole contents of that we're covering. The specialty of this export is it's not only the smart city, but they were covering the smart transportation, smart education, smart healthcare, and smart buildings. So by the way, in addition to the export, we also have the 63 professional forum on that. So it's quite a new experience. By the way, you should take a note that they still have autonomous vehicles test. You are welcome to go there. So again, Taipei City pronounced itself. We would like to be the most important hub for smart city providers, and also we would like to have to build up the platform for all the nation and all the city to join the smart city. Thank you very much. Microphone 可不可以再拿 ？Microphone 嘛 ，OK。那来示意，先生。Microphone.
Can you repeat that again?
Could you please give us more information what platform really means? Is it just a network? Is it a data platform? Or is it a place for meeting? And what role do you believe openness plays in the implementation process of this Smart City platform? Okay.
现在我麦克风了。
麦克风现在好像没在准备。
Well, in addition to the platform means that is the openness networking, but also we want to go further. That there will be secretariat, and we will be in names of Go Smart, but will come down to they will separate the dimension, including the medical and the healthcare, So there was department, each segmented departments, there will be a focus on their very special cases. And within the cases, within the domain, we also have a subcommittee. But Taipei would like to have become the secretariat in places. We provide the necessary help. So that would be the first thought we are going to do this. Secondly, we will invite those initiative cities to come to Taipei again within the 3 months or 6 months, because we have to set up the chapter. So it's the important thing. It's not in-house to write a chapter, right? It's the negotiation with the older initiative, the city, to come to Taipei again. So according to our map, that the most important thing is the particle projects implementations. If the case can be implemented in Taipei, the case will be implemented in Jakarta. So there will be quite openness. If the member join the Go Smart, need to be open-minded. It will be open-minded. And the component of that, it will be not the government. Important thing is the institution and the industrial society. So it's a roundup altogether. So that would be the most. It's not the game of the. It's a game of the networking, but it also is a real reached. We can reach each, but you have to have the openness. So if we can openness, there will become up the most consensus to build a protocol. The ICT protocol, Smart City protocol, will be set up, but it cannot be dominated by one city. But it should be come up the consensus. By the way, it's an organization, but it's a loosened coordinations. It's not a strict, but it is a way technology can produce. So Taipei City would like to play those kind of a role. But the more detail need to more discussion with among the members of the Go Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Tapan Rai from NCM from India. I'd like to know how the Taiwan is looking for the India market, as India also doing a lot of smart city and all these things. But our PM also are focusing on the smart city designs and all these things. How do you see the opportunity in Indian market? Do you are working with the Indian government to transferring the technology or something jointly, where India also going to the smart city solution?
Okay. 可以回答吗？我再讲回。还是说市场的解决变多解决？
Actually, we have a very mature mechanism for helping the industry connect with the city or governments. Yes, and that's why that's the base of the Taipei Smart City Awards in Taipei currently. So we like to extend this mechanism by the Go Smart communities. So it's very welcome to all the other cities to join this community, this platform. So it can be first it can be the physical community, and also you can include the digital platform and other things. So that's why we just want to, as our Dick mentioned, we just like to extend our mechanism to share our experience with other cities.
Well, in terms of the smart city, to my knowledge, that it's not things of only concern with the devices. It's not a matter of how many iPhone you can produce. It's the whole package. It will be including the integration of devices, connect devices, and the system. So it's a pack of service system. So it's a new era, but still you have the A, B, C, D. A for, you need to have A, B, C, D. A for AI, B for big data, C for cloud,
yes.
D for devices. There will be a combination of it's a new type of the service. So reply to you how much the scale of the market will be. It depends on what do you need. But what to my knowledge is that those things is not only the produce the devices. The thing is the government mentality. So the most important thing to me is how the city, how the government try to turn into the application of technology into their public service and infrastructure. One thing is the public service delivery. The second thing is enhance the better quality of the infrastructure. So they will reply to your skill. But the philosophy for me as a deputy mayor of Taipei is how can I use in the smart city as the do more with less. If I have the philosophy for the smart city, and then I can answer how the big scale I should have. So it will drive me to cover more than the transportation infrastructure and water, policing, anything you want, anything you thought. So I'm so proud to pronounce that the Taipei City covering at this moment, there were 5 categories. As the major priority, we are trying to push that. Even though the amount of population is not so big, but I thought, and according to our philosophy, it could be exported as a new service package. The one thing is the public housing. I will welcome you to go to the public housing have been built up and we're open for the new young generation to build it in. So the public housing in Taipei is quite popular right now. So the public housing, we are putting the smart meter, smart grid, and also the babysitter by ways of the technology application. The second part of the Taipei City covering the economy is try to have the transportations. Well, Taipei have more than 132 kilometers metro service for more than 20 years. But we don't think that will be enough. We still have the that's last mile and the first mile. So the transportation smartization will be quite necessary. The third part, we're trying to cover in the healthcare. Taipei as the capital city, but also Taipei is the eldest city among the city of the Taiwan. We're going to have more than 20% by year, 20% elder people by years of 2022. Can you imagine that? 20% of the demography population will be more than 65 years old. So we have to have the smart healthcare. So it will cost the city, it cost the government lots. So we have to prepare ourselves by ways of adopt the smart healthcare. And the fourth thing is we have to have the educations. So we are targeting not only for the Taiwan, we are targeting all the overseas Chinese educations. There will be more than the 500 million or the 700 million overseas. So we can produce the content of educations. And we also produce the small schools, the pattern we created. And the final thing is the e-payment. Yes, we are a little bit far behind some advanced city, but we'll catch up. So there will be 5 categories that the city is trying to push that. Yes, this is the, I cannot measure how much the scale of the economy scale will be up, but I have answered it. It's come up with the, how did you imagine what you want to do? So it's a way of the public service, as a public sector, public service, and the infrastructure enhancement. I think it's not my personal philosophy. I think there was also the common need of the 120 mayors. They are carrying this mission to come to Taipei. Yeah.
How is the challenge? Every city has a different population here and everything. But how is the challenging to every city to understand and give the solution according to the city?
Yeah, well, 你在讲的是人口。
Okay. You mean the challenge between different cities, right? Yeah, I think that that's why we do the POC, proof of concept, because that's true. Because every city has their different conditions, so that we will test for the pilot projects. Yeah, so and it's very easy to modify the proof of concept projects. Yeah, so that's our key concept for that.
Good afternoon. I'm Lionel from Hardware Zone Philippines. Considering that our country is close to Taiwan, do you already have any existing partnership with Philippine mayors in connection with Smart City initiatives? Thank you.
Yeah. We do have the bio relationship with the Taipei and the Kaesong. Kaesong 怎么说？Kaesong. Yeah, the mayor of Kaesong come to Taipei last year. We signed an MOU, and by way of the signed MOU that we dispatch some ICT vendor to Kaesong to make the more energy conservations. That would be the approved or POC. But I was told that they will get further. That the ICT vendor of Taiwan, they get some further cooperation with the city of Kaesong. So we still are very welcome to the Philippine mayors to come to Taipei. I think the Philippines is quite also very quite advanced in terms of the all the situation right here. So we welcome the Philippines to come to Taipei.
저는 기본에도 소스 주민센터인데요.
I'll take it for you.
Okay, I will.
Would you like to sit down first?
Would you like to say?
It's okay? Yes, you can sit.
저는 발달장애 기자입니다. 한국에선 처음이거든요. 혹시 발달장애 기자를 전에 만나보신 적 있으신가요? 발달장애 기자들에게 응원 메시지 부탁드립니다.
So I'm going to translate. Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you, please.
I'm from Korea, from Human Aid Post. It's a media NGO. And then it's my great pleasure and honor to meet you today. And she's the only reporter in Korea who is mentally challenged. So when you talk about the smart city, is there any kind of a service for, do you consider mentally and physically challenged people? How are you going to provide service for this kind of person?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually we have about 20 projects with the Department of the Social Affairs. Yeah, so that include all kind of, for example, for the elder, for disabled people and other people. Yes, and we very welcome that the industry, the vendor that provide the idea to us and help us to improve our solution right now. So we currently do that POC project right now. Yes, but it's not going to the result yet. So we do not, extend to the service to the public service right now. Yes, but we do have some project. Yeah.
By the way, the Taipei City also is is a hospital runners. We are the operator. We have more than 300 to 500 bed. And we also have a 7 campus. The purpose of the Taipei City, we are not purchase the high-end medical care, but we are going to the community. So that the city mayor commit that we're going to spend more than 100 million Taiwan dollars per year to produce the municipal hospital to take care of the mental and the physical disabilities. So yes, it's not the way of the medical, it's the way how the technology can be used into the areas, to the domain of a medical. So yes, we do have a POC on this. And that later pronounced that the city hospital have a further cooperation with the ASUS. ASUS also provide a solution. And also we will go with the Advantech. They also have some solutions. So we do have this. We just beginning, but we so certainly we commit it will get help.
I think the deputy mayor has another his appointment to go. So shall we have one last question, or you have to go?
I have to go.
Okay, so he has to go. Well, thank you very much for coming. This is very fruitful.
Even though I just leave, but I have my colleagues and the TCA member.
Yes.
Again, I would like to have the TCA members to give you further explanation if you need it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. If you have any questions, we have consultants here.
谢谢。
支持你老板。
Sure. Shall we take a picture? Okay, shall we? Go over here. Thank you. Shall we?